and here we are again. Today in the kitchen, although this is definitely not food related. But today I'm feeling underwhelmed, which is unusual. Because I have a new phone. So I thought we'd do an unboxing and see what it's like. But here's the thing. Normally when I get a new phone I'm quite excited. I'm looking forward to it. I've made a decision. I'm certain about I've made the right decision. There's excitement in the air. And today there's none of that. Today I'm just thinking I've made a decision that was against my better judgment, which is unusual, especially when it comes to tech for me. But as an example, here are my last three phones. We have this gold Samsung Galaxy 6 Edge, and I'm excited to get this. This was an exciting thing with the Edge screen and the curves and everything else. Back fingerprint scanner, and it was just, I was excited to get that. And then when it came time to upgrade, I went for this Galaxy S8 Plus. I was even more excited to get this because this was pretty much almost all the way around edge to edge. It had an improved camera, bigger screen, and it was just, again, there was that excitement, and I was happy, and it arrived, and I was like, yes. And normally, just before I had the 6, I had a 4. I sort of normally have one, miss one, have one, because at the end of the day, they're nearly always 24-month contracts, although they're trying to force 36 on people at the moment. No, I won't do a 36-month contract. They're too long, and let's face it, the batteries don't last long. But I had my S8 Plus, and then I got a phone call from O2 saying, would you like to upgrade early? And if I was, what would I like? And I was like, well, if I'm going to upgrade early, I'm going to go for the big boy. I'm going to go for the Note 9, which is what I got. This is what it is. Here it is. It's my current phone. I've had it almost 2 years. I was excited. I've loved the time that we were spent together. And I was happy. And because I knew I wasn't going to get a 10, I didn't really pay much attention when the 10s came out. And then obviously the 20 series came out. And I paid attention. And I was like, whoa, hold on a minute. Because all three of these phones have one key thing that I use a lot. And I know that to a lot of people it won't make that much difference, but to me it does, because although I do have some Bluetooth headphones, I prefer a lot of my other headphones which don't. So the fact that all of these have a headphone jack was really important to me. And obviously I've never been a fan of Apple anyway. When Apple got rid of theirs and Samsung said, no, don't worry, we're keeping ours, I was like, this is good, I feel relaxed, I feel calm. Little did I know, they were basically planning on getting rid of it anyway, which they have done. Some of the S10 range, some of the 10 range, and then in more of the 20 range. That's not to say that they still don't do phones with headphone jacks, but if you want a top phone, then you're not going to be able to have a headphone jack. And from what I can gather, they're going even further with the next series. So the rumour has it they're taking the chargers and things out of the box, which if they do that, then really I am just going to be done with them, and I will take the plunge with somebody else. Which is what I was planning on doing. I was going to have a Motorola Edge 5G, because I like the look of the phone, but I knew as good a phone as it is, I would probably feel disappointment in it after a short period of time, just because it's not going to have everything that I know my Samsung has. So then I'd sort of made the decision that I was going to go with the Motorola Razr, because I like the look of it, and the original one was cool and I never had one, and I always wanted one. I was like, yes, but then saw some videos. He said really positive things about it actually, but I could see in the light like the screen wasn't quite as good, and then A friend of mine said, you know, the battery life isn't that great either. But the thing is, I didn't want Apple. That was definitely the thing. Sony makes some good phones, but their customer service is shit. No other way to describe it. It is shit. So I didn't want to have Sony, which really only left me with either Motorola or Samsung. And I was so close to going with Motorola just because I just really didn't want a Samsung because they just put me off because of the things they've done. And like I say, I know that isn't going to be an issue with some people, but for me it is. And you know, I always thought that they were the company that, you know, even if something wasn't overly popular, because if there were still those people that wanted it, they would stick with it. And they've disappointed me really in that. But against my better judgment, because to be honest, I really didn't want to go with Samsung again. Bearing in mind, I've had a Samsung since I think the E800 was my first one, which was like a flip phone with a little blue screen on the front with the time and stuff on. I'm sure that was the E800. It may have even been older than that. But I've been a Samsung customer for a long time, and I'm pretty brand loyal. If you know, I feel that my company's doing the right thing and whatever else. But so I really didn't. I honestly did not want to have another Samsung, but I've relented and had the Samsung for two reasons. One, it was slightly cheaper than the Razr for me to get the one that I've got. And two, I wasn't, as much as I really did want that Razr, I just was worried about the screen and the battery life because I spend a lot of time on my phone. So here it is. But the fact that it's now 4:25 in the evening and it's still in its delivery package shows you that I'm really not excited, because normally nothing will stop me breaking this open first thing and getting it set up and ready. So yeah, I am. If it wasn't for the fact that although the battery is okay on my Note 9, I am sort of having to charge it in an evening and then put it back on charge obviously when I go to bed, because I don't give it a full charge in an evening, so it lasts most of the next day. If it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't have bothered getting another phone. I would have just stuck with my Note 9 and I'd have been happy with that because it's still a great phone. So I would have been happy to just stick with that. But it's one of those things. I know it's not an inconvenience with the whole battery thing at the moment. With my schedule and things like that, it's fine. But I just know that eventually it's going to get a bit worse and a bit worse and a bit worse. And so it was like, well, really, you know, one way or the other I'm going to have to do it. And well, because there was an offer on this, I was like, I might as well take the plunge and do it now. But you might be able to see by my complete lack of excitement that I'm not overly joyed by it. I'm just going to throw that over there by the bin. So here we have it. So get started with 6 months Disney Plus. So I've resubscribed to that. Well, not resubscribed, no, until my subscription. I just finished 6 months free from getting my tablet. So that will now give me another 6 months. I have a new SIM. The reason I have a new SIM is because this is a 5G SIM. So that is why. I'm not going to put it in yet. I'm not going to activate it yet. What I'm going to do is put my old SIM in, because I'm not going to start properly using this phone until Monday when I order my case for it, which is when I get paid. So here it is, new phone. I wasn't really overjoyed with the colour options either, because it was basically grey, which I didn't want, like a bronzy colour, which again I didn't want, or green. So I've gone with the green, but here we have it. Here's the box. It is a Galaxy Note 20. I didn't go for the Ultra because it was just too expensive. And again, I mean, even this is costing me more than I've been paying, and I'm getting slightly less. So I'm not overly joyed in that either. It seems that the phone prices have gone up by about £10 a month, which is a bit ridiculous, because I don't think there's that big a leap between that and this, but we shall see. So here it is, a green Galaxy Note 20. I've never been so unexcited about a new phone ever. Part of me thinks I should have had the Razor, just to try something different, and just take the risk. But you know, it's a 2-year risk, isn't it? So at the end of the day, so. But I am quite disappointed, to say the least. So there you go. There's your box. So here it is. Quite like the colour actually. It's not bad. Obviously, if I just take this one out of its case for a minute. I much prefer the colour of this though. This nice sort of shiny blue. But there we are. Obviously you can see the difference in cameras, and obviously fingerprint sensors are no longer there, they're on the glass front. So buttons are pretty much identical, apart from they've lost the Bixby button. No, that's the power button, that was the Bixby button. So yeah, they've basically just got the buttons on one side now. And then of course no headphone jack on the bottom, which is just, wow. Yeah. I'm sure there'll be lots of people that will say, oh, we're just making a big deal out of something, you know, blah blah blah, but to me it doesn't matter. And the thing is as well, I use my headphones not a huge amount for talking, but enough. And my friend, a couple of friends of mine, they've got the USB headphones, or the USB connective headphones, and the feedback you get is just fucking awful. It really is. It just doesn't work properly yet, which is why I really wanted a headphone jack. Another reason why I wanted a headphone jack. So I am disappointed. Obviously my old Note 9, I went for the blue one because it came with the cool yellow pen. There were no such cool options this time around. This time it's same colour as the phone, so it's going to be green. So it's probably a tiny bit bigger. It's a bit thicker, which is surprising. Overall, the screen has got a little bit bigger as well, so that's a plus, I suppose. Got the centre camera as opposed to the side ones. It is what it is. I need to do that. I'm going to have to take the SIM card out of it. 'Cause like I say, I'm not going to put my 5G SIM card in just yet. So the SIM slot is on the top, as the same as it is with this one. So I suppose we need to take all the damn plastic off now. It's still transferring data and stuff. Let's have a look at what else is in the box, shall we? So let's cover that. Pull that little flap off. We have a new fast charger, which is USB-C to USB-C. Now that's an interesting little thing, isn't it? We have this strange little box. Does this have anything in it? Don't think it does it? No, that's just literally a divider. There's nothing in there. That can go back in. So there's a charging cable. And let's just put it back in again. So yeah, there's a charging cable, which is now USB-C to USB-C, so the whole USB's gone completely. And then new headphones. Still AKG, which is good. Still spare earbuds, which is good. USB-C plug-in, which is bad, because we don't like that. But we'll see. I mean, what I'll do is once I've given these the ones that come in the box are well, I'll let you know how they are as well. So I'll add that onto the end of the video perhaps or something. We'll see what day becomes of them, and we'll try making a call as well and see if we end up with the same problems we have been having with that other people seem to have had while recording us. But that is pretty much everything that's in the box, so we can basically put the lid back on that now. But don't open the box for now, let's face it. So I've set this phone up partially, and the screen just doesn't seem to be as good, and the fact that it's an expensive phone, it's got a plastic back on it. I mean, you have a look at both of these. I don't know how well you'll be able to see those. There, you get less glare on this one. You get more of a natural picture on this one. I don't know. I know I said I wasn't very impressed with this phone. Well, not I wasn't very impressed, but I just didn't think it was going to be everything that I wanted it to be. But it just doesn't seem the screen just doesn't seem good enough, and the back feels horrible. Really, it just feels cheap. Really, really cheap. I've never ever wanted to send a phone back, but I am actually going to see if I can send this back, because it's just not good enough for the money that I am being expected to pay for it. It's just not good enough. Now, we had a Samsung Galaxy Note 20 and I wasn't overly impressed with it. In fact, it was sent back. And this is what I said about it. Having reflected on that, I think I was probably a little bit harsh. The phone itself wasn't that bad. But I just found that when there are cheap models in the range that have better refresh rates and things like that, and when you're paying a premium price for a phone, it should feel premium. And while it didn't feel cheap, I think it was just too expensive for what it was. It's not a bad phone, and if you like, the thing is, my last few phones have all had curved screens, and I just didn't like the screen. And I think, after thinking about it, it was because it was a flat screen, as daft as it sounds. I don't know, I just felt it would, I just felt that I would feel cheated, really. So it went back. But the thing is Samsung seems to be doing a bit of an Apple at the moment. It seems to have hiked its prices up. You seem to be getting less for your money. You know, they're taking away things that, while the people that are using them is a smaller minority, like your headphone jack, they're taking those things away because they're not really bothered about those people. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's just what it feels like. And I don't know whether it's true or not, but somebody said they're even going to go as far as doing what I believe, or I was told Apple do, and that is they're not even going to be giving you a charger in the box anymore. Which is, if that's true, then I'm just going to give up on mobile phones and things altogether, really, because it's just getting ridiculous. But anyway, that being said, this arrived today. So this is another begrudging replacement, because Ooh. Overly excited about the prospect of having a new phone, which is unusual for me. I like my gadgets, my tech, my toys. Here's my new 5G SIM. And here it is. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Why they need two versions of this phone in the first place is kind of stupid, because they're both overpriced. I mean, even this is overpriced. You know, it's not really worth what I'm going to be paying for it for the next 2 years. So who knows, I may still end up sending this one back. I think they've got a little bit carried away with their pricing, and I'm just somewhat underwhelmed. But that being said, it is here. We ordered it, and we have 14 days to change our mind. So let's try and get in the box. Because 90% of people that buy phones like this probably only use about 10% of the phone's capability. But again, it's in a nice box, very swishy. There's a thing to put the SIM card in. See, now already though, this looks better. That lovely curved screen, bit more weight to it. That's back. The massively ridiculous camera settings, and we've got the white one. I'm sure it's got some kind of posh, ridiculous name. We do have a charger at least this time, and I'm going to guess that these are USB headphones. One of them. Yep, there we go. USB headphones in white as well, which is a nice touch, I suppose. Right. AKG headphones as per. Really nothing in it. I take this out its case. If it wasn't for the fact that the battery in this isn't as great as it used to be, it's marginally bigger, but nothing special. The camera thing on here is really sticky out. It's like an afterthought. Don't really like that. I think they I appreciate they've probably got to do it to try and get all the camera technology in, but then why not just make the phone ever so slightly thicker? You're not really going to notice it that much, whereas that you do notice, because it's just like someone stuck a great big thing on the back of your phone, and it's just like, that's going to annoy the shit out of me. White pen, nice touch. Pen's on the wrong side. See, they've moved the pen to the other side unnecessarily. I don't know. Just not feeling it. And now you put it down and I mean, what's this all about? Because they're so. I mean, I've ordered a case for it, which is going to come on Friday. So I mean, obviously, if the case is as thick as that, and maybe takes off that. That's terrible. Really is. That's just awful. The camera may be good, but the camera's not bad on this, which is a Note 9. So that's just woeful. Really is woeful. So that took a bit of a time, but here it is. It's all set up. Operation is nice and smooth. If anything, it feels, although it isn't a great deal bigger than this one, it feels a lot bigger, and just because of that it seems to be a little bit more difficult to get. Oh yeah, excuse me, sorry. It just seems a bit more difficult to get around everything, but the screen quality and everything is really good. Brought all of my photos across. You can zoom in nicely, but again you can only zoom in nicely because the camera on my Note 9 is very good, so it's kind of yeah, you know, it is what it is. Very quick. I mean, this S Pen is supposed to be better, it's supposed to be more responsive, but I don't really see any difference between this one and the one I've already got. So yeah, I'm not convinced by that one, to be fair. Fingerprint scanner that's on the screen works alright. I don't know, I mean, it's a good phone. Of course it's a good phone. Is it worth the money they're charging for it? I have to say I'm not convinced. Because what I'm being charged for this is more than double what I paid for this. And I don't think it's double the phone. It's good. Screen's really good. Sound quality's good. If anything, it's a little bit too big. Because on this one, I can pretty much get all around the screen pretty much with my thumb, whereas this one I can't. Even though it doesn't actually seem that much bigger. But that's just because there is an edge at the top and the bottom of the screen. Only a small one on this, whereas on this, that edge is pretty much all but gone. And obviously you've got the pinhole camera, which isn't bad, but I think could get annoying on certain things. But obviously that will remain to be seen. But we'll have to see. I can't log into that at the moment because I'm still logged in on my other phone and I don't want to turn that one off. Oh, excuse me, what's wrong? I mean, I'm going to have a play with it for the next couple of days, use it sort of in the house, and obviously once I've got my case I'll see if that is still as annoying as I think it's going to be, because I don't know, at the moment it's nice, but rather than paying out that such a huge amount in extra money, I think I'd probably just rather keep my Note 9. But we'll see. Like I say, I'll give it a few days, see how it goes, see what happens, see, you know, what is good, what is bad, and let you know. I'm just trying to think of this. I mean, there's things like the camera and things that obviously I've got to give a whirl, see what they're like. Hello, here we are again. So this is the second part of a video that I filmed a while ago. I've been, well, slacking off really just because of other stuff, work commitments and things, and just general. But you have to excuse the mess, it's my old bed. More about that another time. So before I went into that, we've got a couple of things coming up. We are going to do a wrap of 2020, and I don't mean the music sense, I mean we're gonna do a video of just rounding up some things that have been going off in 2020. So that should be interesting. We will have a test of a Jeep Renegade coming up, which again will be interesting. I got a little cider gift set for Christmas, which I haven't opened yet. They're in the fridge at the moment. So we will be doing a tasting of the 3 bottles that came in that. And some of the bits and pieces anyway, all being well. But back to today. So obviously I've been trying to decide on a new phone, and originally I ordered the Galaxy Note, the standard version, the Note 20, but I thought for the money it was just lacking a bit of quality feel. I don't think it was necessarily a bad phone, but it was lacking, so that went back and I ordered a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, which was a good phone. I liked it. It was quick, it was responsive, the camera was really good, screen was really good, the fingerprint scanner on the glass was a little bit hit and miss. It didn't always pick up my fingerprint. So yeah, no, it was a good phone. Good phone. So what do I have? My Note 9. Why do I have my Note 9, you may ask? Well, the Note 20 Ultra was a good phone. It was a very good phone. Specs are good, worked well, I used it for a little bit. But I just felt that it wasn't worth sort of £20 more than this phone, which is what I was being asked to pay for it. And I think this is the problem, because I mean, Apple have done it for years, and I think now Samsung and some other brand companies are doing it as well. The prices are just going up and up and up, and each year we stupidly go and go, oh, could have the best one, you know, the next one, and we buy it. I had a long, hard think about it, and I just couldn't justify the cost. It just isn't worth it. And I think more people should start just hanging on to the trouble is, I mean, this phone is still very good, the camera's still very good and everything else, but the storage on it is nearly full, and the battery is getting worse. I do need a replacement, but I'm not going to be ripped off and pay over the odds for that replacement, so I'm just going to wait for something. Either get something else or wait for the price to come down, because, you know, we are really, it's just, they're too expensive for what you're getting now, you know. I mean, you can buy a car, you can buy a couple of cars for what you can buy a phone for, and it's getting ridiculous, you know. And, you know, I just don't think it's worth it. And I think we need as a society to stop just blindly paying for things. We do it all the time. you know, things are they're just too expensive. And the thing is, while we keep stupidly paying exorbitant amounts, companies will keep charging us exorbitant amounts. If we stop doing that, then they will stop charging. Obviously, they're still going to make money, I understand that. And, you know, they do put a lot of money into these products, but at the end of the day, the amount they sell worldwide, they are not making a loss. You know, and it's the same with a lot of things. You know, I mean, people are now starting to learn with things like their car insurance and their AA memberships and things like that you have to shop around. And there's an example. Just recently, my insurance is up for renewal. My renewal, I never nowadays pay more than sort of £300, call it £300 with all the interest and everything, because I pay monthly. And they sent me a renewal for like £470. I phoned them, was like, oh well, you know, we can bring it down a little bit to 450. Went on, compare the market, £280. And that wasn't even the cheapest quote. I actually went with like the third one along because I didn't like the first two companies. AA membership, they sent me a renewal for my cover of £230, I think. Went online, got better cover for £120 plus £50 cash back. We've got to stop being taken advantage of. So yeah, I'm getting off topic. My review of the Samsung Galaxy Note Ultra is it is an exceptionally good phone. It's probably the best. Well, no, it's not probably. It is the best phone on the market. I mean, I wasn't overly keen on having Samsung anyway because I like having a headphone jack. And they've done away with it on their flagship models for some bewildering reason. But I just wasn't prepared to pay the money that I was being charged for it, so I went back. Simple as that. And I will keep this. And I mean, I've had Samsung and I've been with O2 for about the last 10 years. But I'll probably look elsewhere because I'm not going to have the piss taken out of me basically anymore. It's as simple as that, really. So yeah, it's a great film. It's a great phone. Great film. It's a great phone. It's a great phone. Don't buy it though. It's too expensive. Is my advice. More to come. I've got. I'm trying to do some like daily diaries as well at the moment, just to try and help people. Obviously, we're back in a third lockdown. I know they can be difficult to deal with. Please feel free to drop a comment, or there's an email address you can write to as well. And I will always do my best to try and respond if anyone is struggling. I'm no expert, but I'll always try and say hi or I don't know, whatever I can do. Anyway, stay safe, follow your guidelines, don't be a dick, don't drive 96 miles to a park. Somebody did from Peterborough to Derbyshire the other day, today in fact I think. Do wear your mask, only go out if essential, and you know, if you are offered the vaccine, let's get that, because I think it's either really we're going to see the back of this, and we do need to get back to some form of normality, because this is driving people crazy, and we don't want that. So people need to be able to go out and do the things that they enjoy and want, and we need to get back to going to the cinema as well. I love going to the cinema, so that's the one thing I'm looking forward to when this is all over. That and the pub, of course, being a raging alcoholic. But anyway, that is it for today. I was just going to wrap this up and just say, look, it is a great phone and you shouldn't buy it because it's too expensive. And the same goes with the ones just below it as well. The same goes for the top of the Apple range. Get something else. Either go for something cheaper or keep the one you've got. Because if people start doing that and sales drop off, then the prices will come down. It's an inevitability that they will come down because they will still want to shift units. And, these are multi-billion-dollar organisations. They can afford it. Anyway, that is it for today. Just a quick, I just wanted to sort of finish this video off so I can put it together and that. I wanted to do it soon. I wanted to do it while I still got the phone, try and perhaps demonstrate some of the stuff, which would have been obviously a much better video, but I've kind of had my head up my ass for one reason or another. But yeah, you know. But I think anyone buying anything like that, just have a look at what you're buying and how much you're paying, and ask yourself, is it really worth it? Because the chances are it's probably not. And you know, we need to start saying so. Anyway, enough about that. More fun things to come in the future. Yes, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. So catch you next time. Stay safe.
Jet plane headed up to the sky, spread wings and the clouds getting